What's up, and welcome to Lunchtime in the Lab, your number one gambling podcast for quick picks. I'm your host. As always, thanks so much for joining. And I get my notes pulled up here. Frustrating day yesterday. We'll get into it. We'll talk about it. Woke up incredibly grumpy today. Still grumpy. Still pretty grumpy. So apologize if I come off grumpy. Was also up a little early with the baby. Slept forever, it seemed like, too. So kind of threw some stuff together. I was kind of surprised I was able to have time to make the Mookie graphic and everything like that. I don't have the mini graphics on the inside of the podcast here though. But what are we gonna do? Not every show is gonna be perfect, so we'll get through this one here. I only really looked through some, the majority of the games I looked through that I plays on. The games I plays on are the majority of the ones I looked at. What's up? Walt, like from Lost. This cough is like coming back too, which is kind of frustrating. So everyone's sick, man. All right, here we go though. All right, today is Monday. Today's Monday, April 9th already. We're flying. We're like, springtime is gonna be summertime before we know it. Before we get into today's plays, as always, we'll take a look back and see what we did yesterday. And actually, let's go ahead and I don't have it loaded in here again. Dang it. Been talking about the weather as we normally do, is kind of gives people a chance to kind of get in here too before we get into the plays. We got that number climbing right now. Did I say Wednesday? I told you all I was grumpy and tired. Let's see. Strong. You got no chance of rain or whatever, or possible weather delay / rain out category or whatever. But strong winds. 14 mile an hour in Cincy, 13.9 in Cleveland, and 12 in Boston. So nothing crazy. Weather is actually looking pretty okay. You got weather blowing in, and Red Sox 10. That 12 mile an hour blowing out at in Cleveland. Cincy's blowing in. Yankee blowing in. Blue Jays. That's a dome though. Braves blowing in. Twins blowing out, Royals blowing in, Cardinals blowing to right. Let's see, Rockies blowing in, but normally doesn't matter there. Angels blowing out. So, I mean, pretty average, to be honest. Nothing crazy. Like I said, I kind of like to go through and just talk about something like, hey, like be careful of this game. Because we ran into that issue with when the Braves played the White Sox, a week or so ago, however long ago it was. They voided it because it the game was called and run lines get voided, props get voided, only the money line cashes in that case. So we obviously don't want to run into that issue. Also, it's important to be on top of weather because if you're going to be talking about like a pitcher and then it goes into a rain delay, it's likely your pitcher's not going to come back up. So we got to be careful about it that way. But okay, so yeah. Man, I went to bed grumpy and I'm still grumpy waking up. So my wife's out golfing. She goes back to work here in about 6 days. And then things will go back to normal here a little bit. But got to do some good stuff yesterday. Got to put together a pergola thing. My drill's not powerful enough, so I got to borrow like a electric one. Couldn't really drill into the concrete very well. But hey, we talk about it, all the time. MLB, man, betting on baseball is not for the faint of heart. I used to always say that it's the hardest sport to bet on, and before NBA season this year, NBA season just kind of sucked, But MLB is the hardest sport to bet on because it's a different set of it's a different day every day, and like a lot of newer MLB bettors, baseball bettors, they don't understand. And I mean, whatever, like people want to mock me and shit, but like the best team in baseball is going to lose 50 games a year, So like the Braves, lost to who the hell did they lose to? The Mets. I mean, honestly shocked that the Braves lost to the Mets last night, and they shouldn't have, in the top of the ninth or bottom of the ninth, whatever it was. Ozuna's home run. It was a home run in 24 or 30 ballparks. You know what I'm saying? Like he just barely missed that. Braves should not have lost that game. Absolutely should not have lost that game, but they did. The Braves have also lost to the White Sox, but the Braves have also looked fantastic at other points. And then same goes about the Dodgers. Same go about whatever. Good teams are going to lose to bad teams every damn day. in the MLB. It's just the way it is. You got to catch them at the right moment. There's times where the ace is going to come out there and completely shit the bed, and you're wrong. Like it's not like the NFL. It's not like NBA in a sense. Like MLB, it's literally anything can happen every single day. It's a swing of a bat. There's a split second. You got a 98-mile-an-hour ball flying at your chest, and you have a split second to hit it or not hit it. Like baseball is one of the hardest sports to play. It's one of the harder sports to bet on. It's like TJ said, it's a grind, it's not a sprint. People want to win, big. They want to hit a lotto, they want to do this and that. Man, baseball, I'm up 21 units in the Discord in it already. Lost 4 units. I lost every play yesterday. I lost every effing play I gave out yesterday. But that doesn't hurt us. We're okay because we're managing bankroll. For those of you that aren't managing bankroll and stuff, then we're hurt. And to rant, baseball is really hard. It's gonna happen. I even had people in Twitter comments, the first time in a while, people talking about like, well, what's your record? Like, man, I lost every play with you yesterday. No shit. I lost every play with me yesterday too. That's gonna happen. It's gonna it's gonna happen, guys. Baseball. If you can't take an L, then baseball is certainly not the sport for you. Baseball is the hardest sport to bet on. You are gonna lose more in baseball than you will any other sport. It's about hitting 3 or 4 bets in a row and then losing 1 or 2 and then hitting 2 or 3 again and then kind of getting all in a row and everything like that. But that's out of the way. Gonna try to get the grumpiness over. Try to get some stuff going here. Recap from yesterday. 0-3 day. Although I felt the reads were good. I feel like the reads are always probably pretty good. Phillies first 5 team total over 2.5. They scored 2, unfortunately. They left some runners on at the top of the 5th. They just couldn't get it done. They didn't get to them. They got on base early. Got left a lot of guys on. Bad runners, RISP, runners in scoring position. I don't know what it was. I didn't look it up. Unfortunately, they just barely missed it there. So we got hooked on the Phillies bet. The D-backs bet, man. Shout out to chat. I loved the bet. The first read was Diamondbacks just the first 5. The other read was the team total. Both of those hit. We decided to go first 5 and the money line for the plus 110. They won. They scored 4 going over the total in the first 5. They got the money. They got the run line. I mean, on the first in the first 5, they ended up blowing the game and losing it. So unfortunately, we had the right read there. Wrong bet. Isaac Paredes over 1.5 hits, runs, RBI. Once again, right read, wrong bet. He ended up hitting a double as his 1 hit. If we would have gone total bases, we certainly would have cashed. I don't know what that would have been. Probably near even money or minus 110, if not plus, up to the 120 range. Once again, right bet. Right read, wrong bet. He hit the ball hard. And then he was up, on the top of the 9th, bottom of the 9th, or whatever it was. He ended up grounding into a double play. He did have somebody score, but that does not count as an RBI. So we realistically, I even seen the ticket go green and then it went red. That doesn't count as an RBI when you ground into a double play. If it would have been like, if he would have got on like a fielder's choice, man, even if it popped up, sack fly, something would have got us home. That at least gone 1-3. But we go 0-3 in a weird and a goofy way. But we'll get back. We'll get back to it. As usual. But oh, come on, camera. Camera went super blurry. But, all right, here we go. We'll get into the place here. Let's see. What button am I trying to hit here? This one. Oh, what the hell? Must have. Oh, these are the wrong slides, I think. No, it's not. The hell did I do? I don't know what I did. Let's just pull this one up. Let's just go full screen for this play because I must have not made a graphic for it or got a graphic for it. Okay, now that like the complaining's over, let's go ahead and knock these plays out. I've already been complaining for 9 minutes. I appreciate you guys 10 minutes, whatever it is. Baseball is just hard. And I guess you can tell I'm a little frustrated too. I'm frustrated myself for losing. I don't like to lose. But first play is going to be the Dodgers money line plus. I really wanted to play the Dodgers. I didn't want to play the run line though. So Dodgers money line plus Mookie to get a hit is minus 115. I feel good about taking that. I like the money line here, but there's obviously too much juice. I'm not going to pay like a minus. It might be like minus 190, if not 200. I forget what it is. Um, and I feel good about Mookie getting a hit. He's hit against the Twins in 3 straight matchups last year, and hit in 3 of 4, I think it was, against them. He has not faced this pitcher that the Twins have going today, but that's not good. It's also not bad. It's just kind of whatever. Just a note that he hasn't faced them, but he is hitting slightly better against right-handed pitchers compared to left-handed pitchers. So we do have a little bit of an advantage. And then of course he bats leadoff, and they are the away team. So we have that guaranteed 9th inning at bat. So it's smart to take the away team here. With the way this Dodgers lineup does get on base and walks and everything like that, it's very likely we see him have 5 at bats. You don't see a guy go 0-5 very often. So I feel pretty good about Mookie getting a hit, especially because Mookie's just so solid. And of course, I say you don't see a guy go 0-5 very often. We had that hit builder yesterday, and Glaber, whatever, Torres, he went 0-5. Contreras, he got his hit, it was a nice little two-legger kind of thing today, or yesterday. He went 0-5, but you don't see Mookie go 0-5 very often, so I feel good about it. Dodgers have Glasnow going, who is 2-0 on 3 outings so far with a 3.18 ERA. But that's not as telling. I guess his ERA is a little higher than what you would expect. But, I mean, super solid pitcher. They're really their best pitcher. He pitched about 6 innings on average in each start, going against Louis Varland, who in his first start was banged up pretty good against the Brewers, going 4 innings pitched with 6 hits and 3 earned runs. I just don't see the Twins offense, though. The Twins, realistically, I mean, if we get into like a shootout or like a scoring parade, whatever the hell you want to call it, the Twins don't have the power to match the Dodgers' power, in my opinion. So even if Glasnow does give up some runs, he gets hit, and gives up, whatever. I think that the Dodgers can out hit them in this category, but we have the better pitcher, in this situation. So I don't really see an issue with them getting the money line, getting the win here. And then, Mookie, like I said, likely to get 5 at bats. You don't see that guy go 0-5 very often. So taking him away with that extra chance of getting back up in the 9th, I feel good about it. So we'll go Dodgers money line plus Mookie to get a hit, minus 115. Mookie in there just to kind of, eat some of that juice. If it's something you're interested in, it's something I would probably lock in sooner than later, as you normally see hit props kind of move around a little bit. Mookie's not the type to be taking like days off or anything. And then the Dodgers are minus 190. And honestly, like I told you I was a little rushed today. I didn't get a chance to shop around. I don't know if you can find the Dodgers at like a playable number. I mean, even in like the minus 170s is still too high, to be honest, in my opinion. No, so Dodgers plus Mookie minus 115. Everything on the podcast, Derek, is everything's to win a unit. So it would be 1.15 units. If you're in the Discord, though, this is not an official play. As always, I tag you guys for the people that are interested in, listening, hearing, whatever. The notify jort, and it says like this, it has a picture of the slip and like here's the link for it, and this is what's going on. That's an official play. You can certainly take this if you want. This may or may not be in there. I don't know. Like I said, I woke up this morning not even planning on giving plays out in there. So but I'm sure I will. Second play. I'm telling you, all right, here we go. I do have a picture for this. I don't know what the heck I did this morning. Second play is going to be the Rangers minus 1.5 plus 106. Wow, it's 102 right now. It fell down. It was plus 106 when I wrote this up. It's plus 102. So this would just be betting 1 unit to win 1.02 on that one. Got Evaldi versus Alex Woods. We have a fantastic pitcher matchup here. The Rangers definitely have the advantage on the mound today. He's looked great in 2 outings, 13 innings pitched, 2 runs given up. Wood, on the other hand, we faded him once already, I believe, in this Discord. When he was going against the Red Sox, I think it was. And I don't remember, because I think it was like a minus 140, minus 150 money line. And I ended up doing it was like a 3-unit play in the Discord. I think we did minus 1.5 on the podcast. I don't remember if that hit or not. But, Wood, on the other hand, like I said, it has struggled. He's made us some money in this podcast. He is 0-1 with an 8 ERA to start. He's barely made it to the fifth inning in both of his starts. One was like 3 point something, the other was 5 flat. Uh, these Rangers bats have been super hot. In their last 3 games, they've had 10 or more hits in all 3 of those games. They've had 10, 16, and 15 hits. I mean, man, the Astros pitching has been a little goofy. Like the Astros, I don't know, like they've been certainly struggling defensively wise. But Rangers are hitting the hell out of the ball. That's 41 hits in the last 3 games. So I would certainly expect that to roll over in today, especially against this Oakland Athletics pitching staff here. And and the Athletics is going to be one of those teams, just like the White Sox. We fade them. We fade them, pretty damn often. They're not hitting the ball worth a damn. They're still making these stupid errors and mistakes. Defensively, they're not strong. They don't have the best pitching. They don't really have a bullpen. But God, like they're gonna win. The A's are gonna win. The A's, I think, just beat somebody like surprisingly, just recently. But better offense, much better pitcher. I mean, that's to the point where we would hope that he could go like 7 innings, 6, 7 innings, something like that. Pull the bullpen in and be good to go. And then in this spot too, it's kind of nice. I mean, they're coming back home after being on the road, but not really though. They were playing in Houston, so I mean, they hardly had to travel. The bus ride over kind of thing, and they're going to be well rested. They're back, they're here for a homestand. It's not like they were just playing in like Seattle or something like that. Like, and then they turn around and they play a home game right away. Like I said, like they're super close, very quick turnaround back in their own beds and, ready to rock for this game today. So Rangers -1.5 is on the run line is the go-to for the second play. And then the last play is going to be in this game again. The Diamondbacks and the Orioles, I think, are two really similar teams. They both have a lot of talent, but like they're losing games that they really shouldn't lose. Like they're solid teams. They can be contenders once they kind of get down the road or, win enough to get into the playoffs and make a run kind of thing like the Diamondbacks did do. But I think early we've seen them both like flourish, and then people are expecting them to be really dominant, and then they're kind of showing their true colors, and they're letting some of these mid type teams like beat them. So a lot of people are up in arms when the D-backs lose because you kind of had them come out really hot, and maybe they were playing above their means, just like the Orioles in the beginning. Maybe they were playing like above their means. I don't do this very often, but we're going to ride with Merrill Kelly over 5.5 strikeouts is going to be the third play here for a player prop. Ran out of time, couldn't find a real nice picture, went to Mookie instead. Would have had him as our cover athlete of the day because he's going to be our, one of our player props. And I guess Mookie being a hit obviously is a player prop, but honestly, it just almost feels like a given, that Dodgers money line and Mookie together, just is just works. One of my favorite things to do really too in the Discord certainly is I got a game at the end. I've already given out most of my plays. I'm not really sure how I want to run it. And it's like you look at this Braves and Mets game and it's like -196, take the Braves money line and throw, I'm not saying Braves money line today, but just for example, and then throw Acuna. Man, Acuna has been sucking too. That's why the Braves have been good. Throw Ozuna, man, it's been hot. Throw Braves money line Ozuna, eat that juice or whatever, move on with your life. That's the way I like to play it or whatever. But I don't know why I even got onto that tangent. But anyway, Merrill Kelly over 5.5 Ks. He's over this in 3 straight games against the Rockies. He's had 11, 12, and 8. Wait a second. Didn't I? Okay, here we go. Man, I added like extra slides to this. What the hell? Yeah, shout out. Hey, I forgot to even say that. Shout out Derek. Third play here. Before the third play, I always say it. Make sure you hit the sub button for me. Make sure you hit the like button for me. Free to do both of those. I'm sure there's some kind of algorithm that helps out. Let's see. I meant to look actually earlier today. I'm pushing 680 subscribers. We're about 20 away. Obviously, we won't get that today. We probably won't get that in the next couple days, but hopefully here soon we'll hit 700, and then we're on the push for 1,000 and continue to get more viewers and everything like that. So I appreciate you guys. But he has had 8, 12, and 11 Ks in his last 3 starts against the Rockies. The Rockies on the year are striking out at the third highest rate so far with a K rate of 26%. So that means that they are striking out 26% of the time. In case you didn't catch on to that. Their lineup features, their projected lineup today features a lot of guys over a 24% K rate, as high as a 32.9 in some cases for these guys. Super rough. They a lot of swing and misses. Merrill Kelly has done a good job, getting some of these strikeouts. I don't have it pulled up. I think he's only pitched twice so far. I'm pulling it up here right now. But while I do that, he's gone 6.2 in 7 innings. So he's pitched a pretty extended amount of time. So that's, in my opinion, when we want to go after a K prop, we want to get somebody that obviously it's going against a team that strikes out a lot, and we have the team that strikes out the third most so far this year. So awesome matchup there. I also want to see somebody that's going to go the distance. We want somebody that's going to pitch more than 5 innings or something like that. He's pitched 6.2 in 7 innings. So if we get some decent run support, or if he's obviously just limiting damage and is pitching well, we should see him pitch into 7 innings. We should get 7 innings out of him today. He went against Colorado once already, just this year, and that's what that 8 is. So this year he's pitched twice. He's at 8 and he's had 4. I don't know where the Yankees line up in terms of strikeouts, but I bet you it's not as high as what the Rockies are. So we can see already he just had 8 strikeouts against this same team on 3/29. That was 10 days ago. That was like the second day of opening weekend or whatever, He's got another start under his belt. He did only have 4 Ks in that, but it's the Yankees. He went 7 innings. Let's see. I'm not even going to get into these other stats. I like it. Like I said, it fits a lot of good things. I normally do not mess with. Ooh, it may have moved to 6.5. Did it move? No, I still see 5.5. Okay. I think it's moving to 6.5 on some books. I don't do K props very often, but this is a good matchup. This is a matchup that he's already proven. We already have him hit it once this year. He's going against a team that strikes out a lot, and he's proven that he can go 6-7 innings and everything like that. I think it's going to be a pretty good look for us today on these on his case. So, as usual, now's the time. I told you I haven't looked at every game though. I haven't had a lot of time. Now's the time to ask me a question if you guys got anything. Not like I know everything. I did go 0-3 yesterday. But let me recap here for the audio side of things, and for people watching on video, if you want to hop out, and everything, or if you just joined, you can hear the recap here, obviously. But on Tuesday, April 9th, lunchtime in the lab, we have Dodgers money line plus Mookie Betts minus 115. Rangers minus 1.5 run line plus 106. That, I don't know if I said it. Minus 115 on the Dodgers. Plus 106. Actually, it's plus 102, I think it said. Right now, looking at FanDuel, yeah, plus 102. Rangers minus 1.5 run line. That's a full game run line. And then going Merrill Kelly over 5.5 Ks for the third play. Audio side, thanks so much for listening. Be sure to follow me on all social medias at Live Joe Bets. And I will see you guys back tomorrow. Okay. My hair's getting long. I need to shave. All right. Somebody said Yankees and Guardians. I feel pretty good about that, by the way. Briefly looking at Yankees, but Puck or Puke, whatever the hell his name is, dude's been struggling, and Rodon could be better, but that's not a bad look. I have not looked at NBA. I'm not done with NBA. I do like to bet the NBA. I like to bet the NBA because I like to track it. It's like constant. You're constantly looking at something like, oh, okay, assist. Oh, okay, like, oh yeah, he got fouled. Like there's constantly something going on. Versus like in the MLB, you're like, all right, my guy just hit, man, about 15, 20 minutes from now, I can look back and see if he's about to be up. So there's a little more action with it, but I don't trust any, like, before the playoffs. Like I was getting cooked in the NBA, and then MLB came around and I was good. What's up, buddy? Huh? I don't know what that last word is. Go to your. I'm almost done. Go back to your show. I'll be back there in a second. So I'm good on NBA until the playoffs probably. Bebop Braxton restarting the challenge. Why not? Although it's just, hey, I'll tell you what. I ran the 10K challenge and I lost every bet yesterday. Literally every bet. I lost literally every bet. No way the Braves should have lost that game yesterday. No way in hell the Braves should have lost that game yesterday. And then I talk about that Ozuna home run, 24 out of 30. That's no joke. Baseball savant, like they show you stuff like that. I don't know why I look, torture myself, but yeah, it would have been a home run in 24 or 30 stadiums. It just so happened to be one of the 6 stadiums that the one he was in was one of the 6 that didn't, Dinger Tuesday. All right, man. I got Ozuna right yesterday. I haven't really looked around. I'll probably post a 3-leg. I don't like Dinger Tuesday because you got to bet $25 on one person, I think, and you can only get 5 for every home run. And generally speaking, there's not going to be 5 home runs in that one game. So you have to bet multiple times. And it's just like, it's just not worth it, in my opinion. Dominic, I didn't look at Burns, but Burns has been solid. Who they play? Red Sox. Yeah, that seems like a hair high. Dominic, if you're still in here on his under 7.5. D-backs, first 5 run line. Big E. Yeah. I was looking at their first 5 and it was set to 3.5. And I was like, man, I don't like to play the 3.5 number. Isn't Cal Quantrill pitching, I think, again, right? Yeah, we faded him the other day too. I feel like that minus a half a run is not a bad look for the first 5 money line. Let's see. What else? Boston money line. Who are they playing? I didn't look at that game. I don't trust. Corbin Burns is a solid pitcher. Like I said, Orioles kind of have that fake, like, are they good or not thing. We're still trying to figure it out. I haven't done enough research to give you an answer on that one. That's for sure. Rodon, not really looked at it either, but looking at the Marlins offensive struggles, I would think that it's because they're striking out. I don't know about that one. I would probably lean over, to be honest, but I was actually just looking at him on my phone earlier, so I can pull it up here in a second. 30 seconds. He's only had 3 and 4 Ks in the last 2. He has only 7 Ks in 2 starts, and his lines is 6.5. That seems, yeah, I would think probably under. But all right, guys. Probably wrap it up. I will make it a step 10. I guess if you say something enough times, you start to believe it. 2 years ago, was it? It was probably. It feels like, I don't know how long ago. It was probably the first season of it. I did. That Kelly is one of the plays, Dominic, from the Discord or the podcast here. Over 5.5. We did the 10K challenge. We did it I think we did it in money lines, but honestly, in like the first couple steps, I think it did like a no run first inning or something like that. But like more so like it's like a no. How do I say it? No more than 1.5. So it was like super juiced up or whatever with like another money line. But like I was just doing 2 legs, sometimes 3 legs, where I would do like, like, so like looking at today, you would take the Guardians, you would take maybe the Yankees and maybe like the Dodgers and give them all plus 1.5, and that would be pretty close to even money. I don't know, whatever I did, it was literally my first ever try doing the 10K challenge, and we made it to step 9. I think it was step 8, where you're betting like to win $1,000 or something like that. I forget. Or we won $1,000, and I said, look, everybody, let's redo this step. Pocket $1,000. Let's redo this step. And then we hit it again, and then we lost at the 2,500 to 5,000 step or something like that. So I made a pretty good run. It's very difficult to do. Um, and I want to do it because I know that obviously, like, honestly, it'd be good for my career if I hit the 10K challenge publicly on Twitter. I'd get a lot of followers. I get like 50 followers every time I say I'm going to do the 10K challenge. I know I can do it, but like it's like you almost wrap your head around too much. I'm almost wasting my time doing the 10K challenge because I think too much about it. And then I'm now contemplating because all my plays are like plus money straight plays like that. So now it's like, okay, I have 3 plays that could be 10K quality plays. Which one's it going to be? And of course, like the one I choose is half the time the one that ends up losing, you know? But I have a play in mind. I have 2 that I like. Was thinking Guardians and probably the Rangers to start it. So I think, yeah, Marcus, I think he used to be a relief pitcher. But all right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and close it out though. I don't know. My son was just here asking for something. I got gonna go see what he was looking for. He was probably getting hungry or something like that. Go help him out, and I'm gonna close it out. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks for showing up. Thanks for liking it. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't done that for me already. And I'll see you guys back tomorrow at 11:30. And all we can hope for is that we have a better day we did yesterday, obviously. Don't go 0-3 very often. A lot of times we turn around with like a 3-0 or 2-1 day or something like that. But as we talked about, like we're gonna lose bets. We're gonna lose a lot of bets. We're gonna lose a ton of bets in the MLB. That's just the way it is. From now until August, like 28th, we're betting primarily MLB. Of course, the NBA is going to go until June with the playoffs. I mean, I'm certainly going to get into it, but like baseball's here to stay for, 6 more months, at least 4 solid months until college football starts in what they call week 0 in like August 28th or something like that. And then, 2 weeks after that, it's NFL. And then this is going to be a primarily probably dominant NFL podcast because there's no better sport than football. But appreciate you guys. I'm getting out of here. You take care of my son. Wife will be home soon. Got some work to do, more work to do, and I will see you guys back tomorrow.